Yeah, we get to see a Terran today.
We're almost
Unbelievable.
robbed of it.
Yeah, it's true. Almost.
But now, here we go. We are starting things off here on Blackpink, not LE. Team Liquid Map Contest Edition, actually, funnily enough. Here in the top right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner, the blue Terran player. He is coming down from the land of Australia. I want to say he's also another one of these Sydney boys. It's either Sydney or Melbourne. Seither's not a Brisbane boy.
Yeah.
As I remember. But he is going to be representing mine.
Did his food arrive?
I like. Okay. We're really waiting around.
We're not. Yeah, none of us are refs.
Yeah, we're not refs. It's fine. The players can resume. We have the blue Terran player. He is Seither. Oh my Sheldon.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, the red Zerg. Oh, EnDerr practice. Hold on, we'll talk about that after. In the bottom left-hand corner of the map, the red Zerg player himself, hailing from the Philippines, with quite a fantastic name, honestly. Like his full name. It's something, all right. Currently playing for I forgot his team, but we'll go over that later. Playing for a team that I'll say in the next game, it is EnDerr. There it is, the Esports. As a little bit of banter in the chat. Apparently EnDerr thought this was a 4P map.
I mean, they've heard of what happened when StarCraft Competitive tried to play on it, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, apparently he did this like earlier in the tournament when they played, when he played Blackpink, is he scouted all corners.
Nice.
Oh man.
But no, this is Blackpink. I remember Neon Violet Square was the other map that had a similar aesthetic to this, but it was a lot larger. Yeah. I don't remember if it was 4-player or not.
No, I don't believe so. Yeah, I believe that was also a standard map.
I just noticed the Horde symbols on the ramps here. I think that was one of the things that the latter edition took out.
Yeah? I
Wait,
don't
is that
know.
The Horde symbol, or is that the like ZvT bike? Not bike, surfboard.
I'm playing on minimum settings, so I don't know.
Got it.
Yeah, I can't see those.
But of course, Blackpink, it's a map. That's as much as I'll definitely say. There's some pretty nice tank areas. You got some holograph dance.
That's
Supernova.
Yep, that sure is a hologram. As we got Ducklings.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I consider this necessarily a macro map or a rush map, though. It's just one of those very balanced maps we've got.
It's a weird map. You can rush on it. You can also not rush on it. You can, you know, there's you know that very wide cliff actually on the main. The main is actually pretty large.
Yeah, it is
on this
surprisingly.
Map.
Natural base is very compact, but main.
Yeah, that natural is really small, but it does have a really wide ramp.
That it does.
Yeah, and this because the main is so wide, the cliff is actually really wide as well.
Yeah, it kind of is a little bit harder off to block for Reapers or what have you. But speaking of Reapers, Seither skipping out on the Reapers from what I can tell. Is going
he has
straight. He has Reapers. All right, he had a Reaper,
but he kept it at home.
But it died.
He saw the pool first.
Did it?
He kept it at home because of pool first, and then it died.
So he does not have Reapers. Speaking of Reapers, Seither doesn't. But anyway, 3cc before StarCraft coming out from Seither, going out for some uncloaked banshees, which is kind of interesting.
Ooh. Now that's certainly a play. I wonder how it'll play out on this map. You know, I wasn't playing when this map was in the pool, so I would not know.
Yeah, this was not as popular in TBC back in around the time this is in the map pool. We'll see how it works out for him. Just really banking on trying to get a timing here. Seither is, and this is kind of his bread and butter. When I think of Seither, I think of the player who just really wants to hit with a marine tank push and then try to snowball from there.
Yeah, he really works off of that like strong macro timings. Is what he really goes for. Yeah, it's definitely his forte.
Yeah, without a doubt, he is the Terran player in the region who prefers to parade push.
For sure, and he, like even then, he's just like, even if he's not pushing out, he's just such a strong macro player.
But speaking of macro, Lings.
Those are Lings, indeed.
That can really mess up your macro. That can really mess up your third base, especially if you have an overlord just spreading creep like that.
Yeah,
Sheldon's
he's just pooping. He's just pooping. The overlord is pooping. Not.
Yeah, the overlord is
Sheldon.
sort of, you know, spreading the creep around there. But Sheldon is about to get mad. When his timing hits, it is gonna hit pretty hard. EnDerr, I do like that he's working on his baneling upgrades. He should be decent, in a decent position when Seither hits, but it's really gonna come down to how well he can connect those banelings.
Yeah, see how he deals with the timing, the push, the tanks. I mean, he's going for Hydraling Bane, so it might be a bit harder for him to get onto the tanks compared to like a Mutiling Bane comp. But we'll also have to see. It'll also depend on his creep spread as well as to how well he can get us around. There's a couple of factors to that.
Yeah, and so far it's looking decent creep spread anyway. Definitely have to just spread a little bit more to the south, but for the most part it's fine.
He's a Southeast Asian Zerg that actually creep spreads.
Oh, are we sure?
Yeah, mostly. More than the others. That's for sure.
Okay, we're about 90% sure that he is the Southeast Asian player. Zerg player, that is. You never know, he might be a Protoss player.
I'm sure he could be a Protoss player. In his heart.
Revealed. And it's exactly what Seither wants to see. And they're just trying to open up the attack path, but no, there are no banelings here!
Yep, no Banes is just a double drop, and he can shred through these Lings and Hydras. EnDerr, though, almost getting us around there. Forcing a pickup.
Yeah, pretty close, but Seither just gonna back away. Hitting a different area. He did pretty well to just clear up that creep. You know, even got a queen earlier with the Banshee.
Yeah,
but
not bad.
One of the things, he didn't lose a single Marine.
Yeah, he didn't lose anything. Like, the moment he saw he was getting surrounded, he's like, alright, I'm dipping. Picked up, and he left.
Now just sort of continuing a multi-prong around, taking that Zelnaga tower. I thought he was going to try to hit with 1-1, but apparently not quite. Just, you know, playing a little bit more conservative, relying a bit more on drops to get some map control and also keep the Zerg player on the other side of the map.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do anything that could lose him the game. He doesn't want to get trapped in a push and get absolutely crushed. So he's just playing the double drop game, you know, just testing the waters. I'm sure he hasn't played this map in a very long time.
Yeah, just wait until he has a much stronger army that he currently has. I mean, it's pretty potent. I've always said that Marine Tank is probably the highest DPS army you can get.
It's like, I mean, stimmed bio, like stimmed Marines hurt, and with the tanks, the siege tank shots, like it's kind of crazy how much damage that can do if you position well to get as many shots in as possible.
Ooh, good pickup. Once again, very hot pickup coming out from Seither. Again, just getting a little bit of damage over and over, just getting a couple of creep tumors here and there, making his push a little easier when he decides to go in. EnDerr going for a Baneling drop, and we were talking about this earlier during Alyx. I guess it could just be a Philippines thing.
Maybe Philippine meta is the Baneling drop. I mean, you don't see it very often, so definitely interesting.
Could sort of call it a Terra Mind drop. If you wanted to.
The Terran mine drop? You mean the Zerg mine drop?
I do. That is in fact what I mean.
That is what I thought.
Many bins around here. Seither not coming in that though. He does not want to be caught out in an unfortunate position. Oh,
He does lose a couple.
unfortunate positions.
Yeah, he tried to drop down to get greedy and clear more creep, but there was a couple of Hydras there, able to catch out a couple of those Marines.
And again, not too much, big pushes happening yet.
Oh, he doesn't see this. Shelly doesn't see it. He doesn't see it
at all. Not anticipating it whatsoever. That is 13 SCVs. Now Seither, he's still got mules, he's still got Marines, but now he's got to be angry.
Oh, that was painful. That's 13 SCVs. That is painful. Nothing mules can't make up for, but damn, that hurt.
Definitely did. Boulder, to be fair, this is a 4-base player. He can still remake those SCVs real quick. Loving the tank positioning, really forcing EnDerr on the back foot.
Yeah, using that little tiny little ramp thing there. I don't know what to call that, but the little ramp dip there. Yeah, that's a word. It certainly is a word.
I think Valley is only specifically when we're talking about mountain ranges, so maybe not a.
It's like a ramp valley.
A dip? No, you said dip.
I did say dip, and I was like, no, that's not a good word for it.
Slump? Lower altitude area?
A ditch?
Ditch! There we go.
That's a good word. That's a good word. Yeah, we'll go with that one. With the tanks in the little ditch in the ramps, able to get protected by all the bio, keeping back, very difficult to surround. Yeah. There's some good tank spots on this map.
And it is still pretty difficult to surround here as well, which is why EnDerr, he's just going straight up for the base trade.
Yeah, he wants to counterattack, and Seither can't come home, so in a maxed out versus maxed out scenario, they're just gonna base trade.
I have to favor Seither in this scenario, right? I mean, it's straight up a Terran player. He can lift up his buildings if he wants, but also, I just feel like he has a better army right now, especially considering he does have banelings. He's not, sacrificing his supply to kill EnDerr's buildings.
Yeah, and his tank count is massive, by the way.
Absolutely is, but they're looking pretty exposed from the back here, Alyx. And guess where EnDerr's coming from?
He's coming back, he's giving up, and he's going home. He's got rid of 60 SCVs, and he's going to try and trap him in here. So it looks like he's moving over to the third to potentially regroup his forces and prevent any drops over here on the production.
Yeah, he's hanging around the north side. Now he's starting to set up his surround. He lost 2 bases, though. I mean, it's still pretty good either way. I mean, EnDerr did a lot of damage to Seither over earlier on. He's down to 13 workers and 2 bases. EnDerr, meanwhile, on 3 bases, trying to get a 4th. And it's going to be tough to try to surround this, but if he can, I think I'd have to
could be good. Yeah, he's coming in here. He's taking out a couple tanks. Decent Baneling connects here. Though these Banelings are running out as the splits are good. But in the end, there's just so much surge.
Beautiful surround coming down from EnDerr there. And with that, has to take that first game of this best-of-3 semifinals. Yeah,
that surround was really nice. He got in on all sides, and nothing could be taken out. Couldn't even reinforce. He was hit. Seither was super supply blocked, and he only had 13 workers. So in the end, it works out well for EnDerr.
Yeah, it was definitely the right choice to go for the base trade. I mean, I was doubting it for a sec, just because general wisdom around StarCraft 2 will tell you that if you go for a base trade, Terran is definitely favored. But Black-Pink, it is a lot more of a compact map like this. It does have a lot of wide open areas for you, the Zerg player to try to surround. I think it kind of reminds me of, in the current map pool, Pillars of Gold in that sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those maps with massive open areas you can set up really good surrounds, and it's also a relatively short map. It's not a short rush distance, but it's definitely shorter than most maps. So you can get from one side of the map together pretty quickly if you need to come home. But yeah, definitely getting rid of that supply blocking him and keeping him from getting reinforcements really made that a lot easier for him.
Absolutely did. And now just gonna be waiting on here for game number 2. What map is it going to be? Place your bets. Okay, we've seen 4 maps so far, if I'm not mistaken, in this map pool. We saw Daybreak, Abyssal Reef, Overgrowth, Black-Pink. We saw another one, didn't we?
Catalyst.
Catalyst! So there are two more remaining, which I believe are.
Let's take a look at the bracket real quick. Derelict Watcher and Belshire Vestige.
Ah, okay. It makes sense that those are the two. It makes sense that those are the two maps that haven't been seen yet because they are not too memorable.
Not as much as these other maps.
God damn it.
Thank you, StarCraft 2 client. 10-year-old game still running on like a client that came out in like what, Heart of the Swarm?
Yeah. No, yeah, it's straight up the Heart of the Swarm one, if I'm not mistaken. It's just they updated it.
They've done minor like updates to it.
Yeah. They just updated it for Legacy and then just, continue to update it a little bit here and there, as you said, just pretty minor updates.
Yeah, really minor tweaks and, no actual like big overhaul or anything. So it definitely does not function very well.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah, the menu and client is just kind of as the kids would say, not poggers.
Is that how they'd say it?
Yeah, they call that's what they say. I don't know if I would say that, but I think I have in the past said not poggers.
Huh.
That is a word that exists.
Huh.
I'm gonna get flamed by Kuro for being young.
Oh, that's right.
What?
I was having a conversation with Light a while ago, where it's just like, Light, now that I'm actually older than someone, can I just refer to Alyx as kid or something?
Not that much.
And he said no. He said no.
It's only like 2 years, if that. Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm 19 in March. So.
Ah. Yeah, a little bit less than 2 years. I'm 21 in August.
Yeah, there you go. It's not that much. Not as much as the difference between Kuro and I believe. So, or the difference between Steel and I.
Yeah. I mean, you're on thin ice now.
Oh no.
And speaking of booting out, we are here on Daybreak LE Void Edition, as here in the top right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner of the map, we have the paused.
Come on, unpause.
So when around here,
Alright, give it a moment. Thanks
maybe
for
a ping thing,
yeah.
just waiting for it to go down or something.
Sorry for reminding you you are old, Kuro. I apologize.
Started to feel that dread coming in.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird for me because a lot of the people in like my personal friend group are younger than me, and that's wild to me. That's wild to me because I'm usually the youngest.
Oh,
So
same.
Yeah.
Now you know how I felt when UK showed up. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
People exist that are younger than me?
Yeah, right? This is a long pause. We don't have ref.
Yeah, we do not, but we are coming back in.
Game resumed.
To Daybreak! Here in the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way to the top right-hand corner. I just realized that Daybreak, look at the mineral line. It's not diagonal. It's actually vertical. Not vertical,
Yeah,
horizontal. Yeah,
that's
interesting, yeah.
That's neat.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. He is a blue Terran player representing M for Mind Freak, but not M for Melbourne. I believe he's from the Sydney Harbour area. He is Seither. Old mate Sheldon.
And oh no.
Run out of pauses.
Yeah, he is. Uh-oh. We still don't have ref. We can't talk to him.
Yeah, it's fine.
Maybe try slash message him or something. Like slash whisper. See what's up.
Yeah.
Because he isn't saying why he's pausing. So we don't know what's up. I mean, this tournament isn't too serious. We're not gonna like, not allow somebody to pause because it's not for a specific reason.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's weekly.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
all
people say
good
he's
and
at team
does.
house. True. Could be something happening at team
Yeah.
house.
It's, they got food delivered.
Yeah, it could be.
They need
I
him
know.
to decide how much to tip.
Yeah. Yeah. Could be. We don't know because he hasn't told us. But,
You know-
no pressure.
That's one of those things. If I ever find myself in the Philippines, one thing I need to try, because I'm told it's very different from the one in Singapore. It's Jollibee.
Yo, I've heard so much about Jollibee. We have like a version that of that in
Oh,
New
the one
Zealand
in
called
Singapore
Jolly
is-
Bird.
The one in Singapore is terrible.
Yeah.
I heard it's different from the one in the Philippines.
Yeah, Jolly Bird here is like a Filipino owned, like, I don't think it's a chain, but there's a store near me that basically just does the stuff that Jollibee does, but in New Zealand because Jollibee's not actually here. It's not bad. Chicken's good.
Yeah.
Anyways, enough about food because I'm getting hungry. Talking about food. In the bottom left-hand corner of the map, the red Zerg player hailing from the Philippines. We have, of course, playing for Liab Esports. It is EnDerr.
Not
But-
going for a pool first.
Yeah,
Interesting.
no, he would hatch first. Anyways, back to Jollibee. Oh man,
Back to Jollibee.
now I
yeah.
really want fried chicken. I really want fried chicken now.
Would be
Sounds
pretty nice.
good. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'm pretty broke at the moment, so don't think
You
that'll
have to
happen.
literally catch your own wild chickens, yeah. Are there wild chickens in New Zealand? I mean,
Wild chicken? No. I mean, I'm sure they exist, but I'm in the middle of the city.
right.
I'm not in the country. I'm smack dab in the middle of Auckland City.
That's true. You have to adapt.
I improvise,
Yeah.
adapt, overcome.
Pigeons. Oh, it wasn't a pool first, Alyx, but let me tell you, it is a roach rush coming down from EnDerr.
That is a very quick roach horn, and we know what that means. He's going for a kill.
He's doing it on Daybreak as well. Look at
Yeah,
his run distance.
yeah, it's a straight line, almost.
Yeah, straight up. But you make one
I mean, it's-
turn. And
Yeah,
then
it's a
another.
very clear line. There's not much weaving around. You know, back in the old days of Star 2, didn't really have that map design on point quite yet. It's a very open map.
They didn't realize that a straight diagonal line was all you need.
Yeah, this is true. But yeah, it looks like we got the. He's trying to pull the Hellions away so he doesn't scout in the main. I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
he'll
mean,
be able to do this.
the Hellion is just doing its job.
Yeah, he's disguising this quite well. It looks normal though. Let's look at stand-up hatch first.
So, chasing away those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
I do like that EnDerr is once again just hiding the roaches so well. I mean, there are
Mhm.
two Hellions in different parts of the map here, but I think his head has been revealed.
Not
Few
really. These.
people are actually coming out from Seither.
Oh, he was going for BC build. This is gonna kill him. I think this kills him.
Very much might. If he goes for a Banshee, then it should be alright. He doesn't have the ability to go for any techs yet.
Yeah, he doesn't have a tech lab. He doesn't have a tech lab factory, but these Lings could kill off these Hellions.
And that's already a massive boon. I mean, Hellions aren't too ideal against Roach Ravager, but they can do a lot to try to buffer, right? They can help you buy a lot of time. Banshee is on the way as well as the bunker. Alright, Seither's well aware, but is it gonna be enough? The SCV gets taken out, Alyx!
Oh no, that's not gonna be good. There is some repairs on the way. There is a couple of Ravagers here. The Ravager's gonna do a lot of work here in working to take down this wall and to take down this bunker. The bunker goes up, but it's on
Just
really low
comes up.
HP.
It is on such low health. These SCVs really working overtime to try to repair these supply depots, not allowing all of these links to come in. And that is really the scary thing about EnDerr right now. But the Marine, only one Marine in the bunker, and it's so low, Alyx.
Yeah, there's nothing here but Hellions, but there is a Banshee here. But if there's so many Lings here, if he can bust into the main, he can overpower and kill all of the SCVs. and the Banshee doesn't matter. But this Banshee doing a lot of work, and there's still a couple of Hellions over here. There is quite a massive loss in SCVs, though.
The SCVs are, yeah, the SCVs are here to repair, and the Lynx come in. This could be it.
It could be it. If he gets a good surround on the Hellions, this could be it. Oh, they're not positioned well, but the SCVs are in the way, and the Hellions, the Flame is able to take out most of these things. He's able to clean this up.
Such a good buffer. I believe I saw a couple of them even repairing one another. Seither just about holds. GG. Not enough damage done. And we are having our ace match.
We are going to the third match. Both no, never mind. I forgot which was the last the previous semifinal. Don't worry about it. But yeah, no. A quick game 2.
They don't even remember what map 3 is.
Yeah, they were we were waiting for a little bit. So hopefully they remember what their third map was.
Yeah, they're gonna just scroll through the chat logs. Except they find out that I actually got deleted because it was too long ago.
Oh, swear word, Kata. Ain't even that old. That's true, it's only a couple of years ago.
How old is Kata?
Not that
She's
old.
like a millennial, but like, you know.
Oh, the player, the person. Oh. I thought you were talking about the map, not catatonic.
She's Kuro's age, alright.
Okay. Yeah, here we go. Finally, getting on to game...
The ace match. Oh!
Yeah, the ace match.
Oh!
Long time coming. This series has been going a while. Unfortunately, EnDerr is having issues, so...
Yeah, something's up with his hard drive or something. It's taking a while for StarCraft 2 to load. But we are now here, finally, ending things off here on Catalyst LE. We're here in the top left-hand corner map, so all the way to the top left-hand corner of Catalyst. He is the blue Terran player coming down from the land of Australia. He's been waiting a while for this, and he has just had that time to plan and prepare. He's got his moves all planned out. Representing M for Mind Freak, he is Seither.
And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, the red Zerg player himself, hailing from the Philippines and playing for Liab Esports, it is, but of course, EnDerr.
This is it. This is the end.
This is the ace match, and it's on Catalyst. It's on Catalyst too.
Yeah, usually it's the other way around. The Catalyst is what kicks off the
yeah,
event.
I mean that's what Catalyst means.
Yeah.
It's the definition of the word.
Not to
I'm so proud of you,
Yakuzaku, by the way. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. You know what I mean. You know what a word means. You know what a long word means. I'm so proud. Oh my god.
I read the dictionary one time.
The whole thing?
Well, okay, not the whole thing.
Which edition of the dictionary, though, is the question.
I think it was the Webster one. It didn't have Merriam in it.
All right then.
Straight up Webster.
All right then. I'm a little bit less proud, but at least you read. You read something.
Chinese dictionary.
I'm trying so hard.
I couldn't actually read it. I couldn't actually read it.
I'm trying so hard here, man.
They allowed us to use it every now and then.
I'm trying so hard to find something
redeemable.
Something redeemable here. I'm just trying so hard, man. Come on, you're making this so hard for me.
But as we're on the ace match, both players just be a little bit more cautious.
Yeah, they don't want to throw it away on a whim, but they don't want to play too safe either. Because, you know, that could end in the downfall. If they just aren't active enough, then they aren't, you know, taking enough risks. But they don't want to take too many risks, you know?
Yeah, and, you know, when you take a risk, you are putting yourself at a little bit of a risk to either succeed or, you know, there's always a factor of it not working out, that little risk that you have to factor in.
Did you just say when you put yourself at risk, you're at risk?
So anyway, we got a 1-1-1 coming out from Seither and EnDerr playing very reactive, going for pneumatized carapace. Want to get a nice little scout off his Terran opponent. We've been doing so well. We've been doing so well, Alyx, but now we've been doing so well throughout the day. But now I think it's finally official. We're getting fired, or at least I am.
It's reached the point where you know, this is the part of the cast, especially with how much time we've had in between the games in the series due to EnDerr having issues, that brain get tired, stupid comes out.
Ain't that the truth?
Kuro, please, can we get a new caster? Hello, can we tag in?
I mean, if you want to use the group releases.
True, you can do that. You can certainly do that.
Coming down from Seither once again, but we'll see if this actually works out. EnDerr not going for a roach rush, but he doesn't have too many queens on him.
Yeah, he's got a very low queen count at the moment, and I don't believe he's gone into the main yet. Looks like an overload will be on the way, and he should see that Tech Lab starport and the fusion core. It's not really that hidden. It's just kind of there.
Yeah, it is really a saving grace for EnDerr right now. Is that it's really
yeah,
nice carapace. He sees it.
He needs it.
And since it takes a while
carapace.
since it does take a while for BCs to actually build up, he can get a couple more queens up in time. Maybe throw in a spore if he's really feeling a little unsafe.
Yeah, I mean, at this point of the TVZ meta, like, because BC rushes, like BC rush into 131 was so common, like almost every game you would get 3 BCs into 131. Like, this should be easy for EnDerr to deal with. I expect this could be a stock standard, you know, focus on queen production, get a couple cores in the main, and chase the BC away, without any damage. So hopefully it goes well.
Yeah, and then from there it's really just sort of up to Seither to decide: do I want to play bio? Do I want to play mech? I imagine bio. I don't really see Seither as more of a mech player. Sure.
Yeah, I don't really think of him as a mech player for sure. He's definitely like that strong macro bio. And speaking of which, there go down the 2 more racks.
Just gonna be setting up for that bio push. It's interesting that Seither invested into a second BC from here on. It's gonna be very focused on trying to get this harassment done.
Yeah, I think this is more of that, like what I was talking about, the 3 BC build. But this time, instead of going to 131 mech, he's going into bio. I imagine he'll cut off after 2 or 3 BCs. If he's going bio, I don't expect him to commit too hard into the BCs. But, you know, anything goes.
Yeah, it's definitely a point of diminishing returns here when you're going for BCs with bio. With mech, again, a different story. BCs are definitely, funnily enough, one of your more maneuverable units.
Yeah, for sure. But with bio, you don't necessarily... Okay, he's going to be cutting off at 2 BCs, not even going for the 3 BCs.
Okay, oh, I thought he might go for a bit of multi-prong, but no, he just wants to focus his firepower here. Really try to take out the queens. The transfuse is decent, but not enough. And these queens don't have energy on them, Alyx.
Yeah, there's only 5 or 6 queens there, and they're out of transfuse energy. There's a couple more coming through, but they also don't have enough for transfuses. That first BC was poking them down so much, just forcing the transfuses out, and the second one comes out, and the DPS of 2 BCs was more than enough to clear out the queens.
Who'd have thought 2 BCs attacking together? It's what you want.
Better than 1. 2 BCs better than 1.
Now,
but yeah, overall.
Yeah, he is kind of boxed into this little area, though, where there are a couple of spores that are preventing him from going any further. But still, 7 drones and a ton of queens without even losing a BC. Pretty good damage.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he just teleports out, goes home, repairs, and he just killed a bunch of queens. He killed a few drones. He was annoying. He pulled attention away and APM away from EnDerr's build. Like, just overall, quite well played.
Of that, he's actually going into the mid game with a little bit of an advantage. I mean, EnDerr is still up a base, but it's a TVZ.
Yeah, I mean, if the Zerg isn't up 1 base, then the Zerg is behind.
Definitely is. But he's working on his upgrades. He is going for that Spire. It'll be interesting to see if he does decide to go for Corrupted Seal those BCs, or he just goes straight into Mutus.
Yeah, I imagine he's gonna go Lingbane Muta, because Mutas can deal with BCs quite well if you have enough of them. I mean, that's usually my solution because you can transition out of Lingbane Muta, out of the Muta counter into Lingbane Muta. Otherwise, you just have a few Corruptors just hanging around, not really doing anything.
Yeah, you'll try to send them across the map to take out a couple of buildings with caustic spray, but they don't actually get to do that too much.
Yeah, because you only need like if you're dealing with 2 BCs, you only have 6 Corruptors. You don't need that many. Like 3 Corruptors will kill a BC.
We got mine hits there.
Yeah.
But they're still now. EnDerr is aware that Caesar's going for Biomine. It's supposed to bio tank.
Going for the many M's of the Terran. Mines, Marines, Medevacs, Marauders.
4M.
Mutas.
They sometimes call it. I was really looking for Cyclops Mines. We're gonna reset.
Yep, that's the fifth M. It is the Mutas. Because when you're dealing with a 4M comp, you're gonna have Mutas. Mutaling main. Good response.
It really is. I mean, for a while that was some meta in TVC. Just saw straight up 4M versus Mutiling Bane.
Yeah,
Didn't see BT at the time though. This is a little more modern.
Yep, but the Mutas are here, and that should force the teleports home. Ooh, does not get the split off on that one, so he's gonna lose a couple of Mutas here. But the TP out should be there, and overall still really good trading with these BCs.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't lose them, it's always gonna be a net positive.
Yeah, and he can literally just sit them at home until the TP's back up. So EnDerr's gonna have to push to be able to kill these, since he can just TP them home if he walks them across the map. Speaking of walking,
Yeah, a couple of Banelings trying to see if there's anything they could get done. Looking for a 4th base. Ain't gonna find it though.
nope, not up yet. I mean, it's on the way. It's on the way.
And while that happens, they're just building up a very, very scary anti-Zerg army here, Alyx. Look at how many Marines there are out here.
That Marine count is thick. It's a very large Marine count.
Backing them up with a healthy amount of mines and even a Thor just for the anti-air. This is looking really troublesome here for EnDerr to deal with.
Oh yeah. Oh, that Thor's damage was and the mine. Oh man. The storage is picking off Mutas, and we got the bio here to chase them off too. However, Bane drop here, getting 17 SCVs, pretty good.
Yeah, I like the turret there to try to deal with Mutas, but here's the thing about Mutas. They are a lot less tanky than Drop Lords are.
Yeah, Drop Lords have quite a bit of health, and they can take a few hits from a turret long enough to drop off their payload, and that they did, taking out 17 whole SCVs. That's a lot of damage,
to say the least. Again, not anything that's too... Not anything that's really going to cripple Seither or anything. He is a 4-base Terra player right now, and he's got plenty of access to mutants, but whatever you can really do as EnDerr to try to keep your Terran opponent back.
Yeah, for sure. Anything to slow them down, because if there's anything that I've learned, leaving a Terran alone, you know, not a great idea.
Yeah, it's one of those really funny things, isn't it? It's like, yeah, you don't want to leave the Terran player alone. No, but you don't want to leave the Zerg player alone. Just don't leave your opponent alone to macro is the thing.
Yeah, if you let a especially like a good Terran player, who has incredibly strong production and macro cycles, if you leave them alone for too long, they will ramp up so quick. Like, if somebody has like a perfect macro cycle,
he was already maxed out for quite a while. Traded a little bit poorly, but again, not too far back. Oh, that was not a good trade for EnDerr, it seems.
Oh yeah, that's not good. He's not got a lot here to defend, and there's just the Marines standing here on creep.
Yeah, it still takes quite a while for these Banelings to finish up here for EnDerr, but Seither is kind of giving him time. Meanwhile, a run by being set up over here for EnDerr. Once again, just doing what he does best, which is go for these counterattacks, try to just break up the rhythm here of Seither.
Yeah, pretty much. He wants to break that you know, that production, kind of keep that from ramping up too much, keep the reinforcements home. Which he's doing a little bit of a job of, but it is just Lings, of course. But here we go into the field of Mines and Marines. We have the Ling and the Bane, and there's no bio left. It all gets cleaned up.
Yeah, it takes it all out. The Mines are in a very inopportune position. But here comes the Thors and the BCs with plenty of bio reinforcements. Meanwhile, the Mines actually acting as a bit of a trap here, cutting off EnDerr's retreat.
Yeah, they're still here. Definitely gotta be careful about that. But the Thor is here. 3 of them to be precise. And those Thors are a threat. There's a 4th one on the way too.
Oh, that very much is. It is really just looking to shoot anything out of sky that it sees, and honestly, at this point, I'm not sure how I feel about the Mutas Alyx.
Yeah, it's gonna be very difficult to deal with the Thors with the Mutas. Yeah, I'm not sure what he can do here. He can switch to Ultras, which would be the best move, I feel, against the Thors, especially. But just in general, for late game Zerg, against Bio, Ultralisks are a good transition anyways, when it comes to Hive Tech.
Yeah, it's not too likely that the Terran opponent has invested too much into something like Liberators or Marauders. Seither does have a pretty healthy Marauder count, though, and he is connecting those Marauders to the Banelings, barely taking any damage on the Marines. One really nice connection here for EnDerr, but I don't feel like it's going to be enough. Look at the army supply. More and more Marines starting to push in.
The reinforcements are here, and in the end, it's just too much Terran. GG's called.
And we are gonna have a TVP finals here. Really nice showing here for EnDerr, but just not quite enough to deal with Seither's macro cycles. But before we get into that finals, actually, we're gonna have something a little bit different today.
We got the raffle. As with every week of the Demi SEA Weekly, there is a raffle for $10 if you played at all. Doesn't matter where you placed, as long as you played, you get to be part of the raffle for $10.